Hello, everyone, and thank you. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to make this message from our Enkyoji Buddhist Network concerning some things that we've been working on. Uh, One of the things that all of us are dealing with at this time, of course, is the virus and all of the ramifications that we have on our daily life. As a Buddhist, we look at such experiences, such as even the time that we live in, as the sutra states, the decadent Dharma. We use this opportunity and these challenges in our life to deepen our faith, because as the sutra and Nichiren shown in our founder states, that one who understands the teachings of the Buddha, understands the Lotus Sutra, are able to understand and not be surprised by the occurrences in the world. So, therefore, we as Buddhists should understand the underlying factors of both illness and disease, as well as how we as practitioners and how as other human beings deal with that. So, this is a perfect time for us to deepen our Buddhist practice so that we can be able to see the truth rather than reacting with our typical reactions of fear and perhaps panic. So therefore, at Enkyoji Buddhist Network, we've gotten together to be able to see how we can be able to serve and support the Buddhist community and our Buddhist practitioners. So we have decided to state and start what is called the Enkyoji Relief Effort. In this relief effort, we are looking to see how we can be able to support believers and practitioners around the world, as well as anyone at this time that is looking to utilize the teachings of the Buddha and the Lotus Sutra in changing their lives and being able to deal with such a crisis that we have. Now, the crisis, as we state, it can be in varying degrees. However, each of us, how we interpret it, how we deal with it, how we act, the karma we create, the way we understand it is what I mean by crisis. Because if we are not balanced, as Buddhism says, we are therefore suffering. And in that suffering, we cause others to suffering. So therefore, we cultivate wisdom and compassion. So therefore, in that, the as we call the spiritual response team of Enkyoji are looking to be able to help and support you in this time of need. So therefore, we've all gotten together and have been working on getting some projects to you, so that during this time that either you are at home or perhaps even quarantined, you can take this opportunity to improve and change some things in your life that which now will be deemed necessary with this change that we're experiencing, such as bringing in the aspect of health and wellness from the Buddhist standpoint. I've been studying a lot concerning the Makashikan, the basic premise of Nichiren Shonin's belief and understanding, and how that relates to health and wellness. And that starts with little things. So, from little things, allow big changes. And every step on the path, the path begins with one step. So, therefore, if we can change one aspect during this time of our lives, this will, of course, allow us to become closer to realizing the teaching and wisdom of the Buddha. So, therefore, I would like you to keep vigilant and aware, and also that please keep an eye out. The announcements will be coming from our Facebook on Enkyoji Buddhist Network. Now, if you are unable to be on Facebook or if you're not on Facebook, we want to give you some other opportunities to relieve the stress during this time. So you can always send an email to Kanjin Meditation Center at gmail.com or at Enkyoji Buddhist Network at gmail.com. You can send an email requesting perhaps some connection to the videos. So we want to be able to make the videos online through our Zoom account that we have. So therefore, you can simply click on the URL and watch the event. We're putting together a schedule of daily services as well as other events such as lectures from our members, our shami, our priests, our lay leaders, in order to help you during this time and to give you some things to focus on in your practice so that this time is not wasted. Because actually, this is a very valuable time that you have, and you should take heed of it in that you have an opportunity to study and practice, because these kinds of awakenings that we have, these kinds of moments, don't come so often in one's life. So therefore, we have to use this just like the mud of the lotus. Even though some people may seem that this world is covered in flames and covered in illness, however, we as the Buddha see that this world is filled with gods and men. So therefore, we understand the reality of all things as explained in the teaching and concept of Ichin and Sanzen. Also, during this time, I hope you keep the idea of Itai Doshin. So we have many bodies, but we are of one mind that is unified under the Lotus Sutra and through the teachings of our founder Nichiren and Shonin. So therefore, I look forward to the many efforts that we'll have. And I actually ask all of you, if you want to be part of the Enkyoji Buddhist Network team, please also communicate that to us, and we will help support and work with you, because we can't do this by ourselves. We can't do this through one person. It has to be this idea of many minds, many bodies, but one mind, and that mind, of course, is to relieve the suffering of all sentient beings, as we say in the four great vows. So, therefore, thank you very much, everyone, for your continued support. And I look forward to seeing the great efforts that we put forth in this great challenge. Thank you. Namyo Myoho Renge Kyo.